someone sent in a voicemail question for us,
Okay.
so let's listen.
Hi. I'm thinking about starting a podcast. I was wondering if you had any advice, and or any tips for someone who wants to start a podcast or anything that you think really helped you when you were starting out.
I love when guys call
I think
in.
it's great. Well,
Hello.
so many of the podcasts are by guys, so I mean, it's
Yeah, frankly, too many.
and very successful.
But yes, I have tons of tips. It could be an entire podcast worth of them. I would listen. I did a solo episode a few months ago where I really went into detail on like the equipment you need and how to start a podcast and stuff like that. But briefly,
Do you remember the date on that? So if he wants to go
it's a
back
few
and
months back and it'll be called like Excuse My Solo for my
okay.
my solo episodes. But if you're watching the episode now, you see we're like in a really nice studio. It wasn't always that way. You can 100% podcast from home.
Exactly. We did
Um,
for at least a couple of years.
yes, but I think when it gets to a point where you're really trying to up your production value,
Right.
or if you're not good with equipment and like you've saved up and you really want to come to a studio like this, absolutely do so. But
Also, it's fine if you have a friend that can help you out
yes, like somebody
for the
it's actually, by
lighting.
the way, like, I'm not a tech wizard, it's not that complicated.
Right.
It
You
just
did it.
it took a lot, especially because when we started 4.5, 5 years ago, it wasn't as mainstream, so
Mhm.
there wasn't as much many resources on how to do it, so I think I was, like, really digging on the internet to figure out, like, the kind of equipment I needed, but what you really need is a microphone. I got, like, a $30 one off Amazon. I have it linked on our Amazon storefront, and I just, you need, like, the correct adapter to plug it into your laptop. You can get a sound mixer, you really don't need one if it's just you or y 2 people, if you just plug it
But you
into your
had
lap
one, Kim. It was very good.
yeah, it
We
just
used
makes
that
it
for a
like you
long
have a
time.
little bit more control that way,
Right.
but you really don't need it, and then your iPhone or a camera to just film you if you want it to be video. Obviously, it's a audio first, format podcasting, so you don't even really need video, and I would say then there's all this more technical stuff of, you need a host platform, which is usually free, and, that sends out an RSS feed that gets it on all the platforms like Spotify and Apple, but basically,
You can
you
start simple. You
you
can
need
start
you
simple.
need the content, like, you
Right.
just need
You need something good to talk about to your audience.
yes, a story, a different angle. There are so many podcasts out there, so I think it took us a really long time. I knew I wanted to do something with my grandma, and I had the concept in my head, but I couldn't name it for, like, 7 months, stalled us too.
Well, it was also during COVID, so you had plenty of time to think about it.
Yes, but I think, just start, go with whatever feels right to you, go with whatever title feels right to you, and see if people resonate, and I think the best way too, since I will say podcasts don't have the best, um, algorithm for discovery, the best thing is to be clipping up your, clips from your episode and putting it on TikTok and Instagram, YouTube, so people can discover it that way.
And it's harder than it looks. So, you know what? You really have to make it a business. You have to think about it carefully. It's just not a sideline that you can do for a half an hour and do it properly. But if it is something you just want to, you really want to start in this profession, think about it, get all your equipment together, and get a friend to sort of listen to you and see if you've got the ability to do it, if you're coming off well.
That's a
But
good
good
tip.
luck.
I think also, like, we're not saying leave your job and become
Right.
a
Exactly.
podcaster,
Exactly.
but I think it is an easy thing if it's literally 30 to an hour, like, of talking that you can do on a random weekend, and if it gains traction, of course, then you can think about
Right.
leaving your job and
But
doing
don't
it as
leave
a
yet.
career, but, it is an easy thing to at least start on the side, but it's not an easy thing to become successful at as a side gig. So, those are
Okay.
really the main thoughts.